So it was the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. So I decided to buy LUNAR LANDER Beyond. Basically, it's a remake of a classic Atari game, and I was expecting big things of this, I really was. And as soon as I started playing it, I looked at the graphics and thought, that looks a bit shit. Now, I was also playing this on PC, and I looked at the frame rate and I thought, that looks a bit shit as well. And I couldn't really work out why, because obviously I know the game is playing at least 60 frames per second, but it still looks like it's running at 30. It's got this weird sort of jerky, stuttering kind of style that doesn't seem quite fluid and quite, slick. I felt like I was playing it on the Switch at 30 frames per second. It just kind of looked shit. But, I decided to give it a go. I decided to play the game, and I started playing it, and you got to make your way around these mazes of rocks and basically avoid crashing your ship and fly about. I mean, I like the idea of the game. I like flying about in a little ship, avoiding obstacles and trying not to crash. I've seen it done before, and I like the idea, but unfortunately, as I was playing the game, I started to find it really dull. It got really boring. Not only that, when you crash your ship, you not only blow up, but also your pilot gets really stressed out and he starts hallucinating, and you start seeing these giant weird eyeballs on the screen that make no sense whatsoever. Now, as you can see from watching it, it doesn't look that impressive, does it? And to be honest, this is about as good as it gets. It is boring. It is dull. It doesn't play very smoothly. It's not very slick. It sort of stutters around. And to be honest, I think this game is an absolute rip-off. I mean, it costs $20. Now, for $20, I expect a really good game. This is not a really good game. This game isn't even worth $12. Basically, they've been very lazy. They've taken a classic game and said, all we got to do is update the graphics a little bit and everyone's going to love it. And it's not like that. There's no love, there's no attention gone into this game. It's just very boring, very dull, and for 20 quid, it's, an absolute joke. I'm glad I bought this game on PC and I got it on Steam, because I got a refund within less than 2 hours, because this game is crap. And I knew it's crap. It's not often I refund a game, but I refunded this, and that's the lowest rating I can give a game. If I have to refund it, it's got to be bad, because I don't tend to refund games unless they're absolutely shit. I mean, just look at the graphics. They're total arse. For 20 quid, I expect a lot better than this. You know what I'm saying? I've played much better games that cost £12. This game is 20, and it's just an absolute rip-off. There's nothing to recommend this game. The gameplay's boring, the graphics are crap, the gameplay stutters around, it's not fluid. It just seems really underwhelming.
Captain, I am receiving a transmission from Lieutenant Sandos.
Hey, Captain. Nice to meet ya. I guess Wallace already told you some stuff about me, and the rest is in my personnel file. I was hurt pretty bad on a drop about 6 months back. It wasn't my fault. One of the engine mounts detached, and I had to rotate the craft just to keep it from a terminal. You know what? The details probably don't matter anymore.
See, even she doesn't give a shit. She doesn't even care about the game. Even the characters in the game don't give a shit. They're like, you know what, forget it. It's just crap, isn't it? The whole game's crap. And it is. It looks crap, it plays crap. I've got nothing to recommend this game. If you pay 20 quid for this game, you are entitled to a lot more and a lot better than this. I mean, the art style looks kind of okay, but let's be honest, I think the art style actually makes the game appear sluggish and kind of stuttery. It just doesn't do anything for the fluidness of the game. And to be honest, it's just not very impressive at all. I've actually seen games like this done much better than this, and that's the really disappointing thing. This is based on an Atari classic, and yet even they couldn't get it right. In the end, I'd give this game 40 out of 100, because all Atari have done is taken one of their classic games and tried to make money off it by remastering it and adding new levels, but it's just really a dull, boring game with dated crap graphics, and there's not much fun to be had here at all. If I bought this game on an iPad for about $6, then it might be a decent game. But playing it on a PC for $20, it just falls well below the quality mark. The graphics are nothing to shout about, the game's quite dull, and there's just nothing appealing about this game whatsoever. I was expecting something, that was based on a classic that would have me hooked, but this gameplay is just boring. There's no way this game is worth $20, just no way. And that's the biggest insult of all. If they lowered the price to about $6 or $8, then, I might think it was a little bit better, but because it's $20, you just expect a lot more. I mean, it just doesn't give you enough value for money.
Wait! I'm receiving a transmission from a Pegasus reserved frequency. It must be a stranded pilot.
Thank goodness you came by. I can't get a message outside of this cave. Please, help me.
One of the features I was looking forward to was the fact you have multiple generated pilots. So every time a pilot gets killed, you get another one. I think that's quite a good touch, and I've seen that done in other games. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work very well in this game, and it's, you get a pilot, but he doesn't really die. He just gets more stressed, and then you can't use him for a while, and you have to use a different pilot. And if that pilot gets too stressed, then you can't use him either.
Unsuccessful attempts. I have finally scheduled a meeting with your chief medical officer, Dr. Adrian Sakonis. He is waiting outside. I will let him in now.
Captain? Damn! Light is so bright. Is that... Sorry, let me get my... One sec. Just... my migraine medicine. Okay! Woo! Much better. Sorry that we couldn't have this meeting sooner, Captain.
Yeah, so basically your doctor's like a drug addict who's like snorting coke or something and he's high out of his face. It makes me wonder if the people who made this game were on drugs because, I think you'd have to be on drugs, you'd have to be high on weed to enjoy this game. Because it is so boring.
Huh? Cosmic event? What are you talking about? A healthcare panel, which shows you health information about the pilots. If a landing goes poorly, pilots can get injured. Pegasus medical technology allows us to heal almost any injury short of death. But the real problem is the psychological damage. When pilots get hurt, they get very stressed. And if they get too stressed, then they might become paranoid or confused or even go berserk. Pegasus doesn't like that, because it costs a lot more to replace a lander than it does to replace a pilot. I think you're...
Basically, what he's saying is, if you keep bashing off objects in your ship, your pilot will get so stressed out that your pilot starts hallucinating. And this adds a really weird part of the gameplay. When you start hallucinating, you start seeing these giant mouths and giant eyeballs on the screen, and if you touch them, it makes you go even more mad and even more crazy. And I don't understand the point of it. Personally, I just thought it was stupid. And your pilot starts hallucinating. Instead of dying, you crash a lot and your pilot starts hallucinating, and next thing you know, you got these giant eyeballs on the screen that make no sense whatsoever and just kind of hamper you. But to me, it's just a load of bollocks. I mean, I was playing it, I was like, what the fuck is this? What's going on? I've got giant eyeballs and a big mouth with a tongue sticking out. I mean, it's, you know, it makes no sense. This game is just totally stupid. This game is one of the most disappointing letdowns I've played in a long time. I was expecting so much more from a classic Atari game, but seems Atari have really dropped the ball on this. It seems they've just brought out a game that's designed to make money based on an old franchise, and it's just crap. Now I'm being attacked by pink elephants and giant eyeballs. You know what I said about the drugs? Whoever made this was probably on drugs. Well, you know, you can see what I was talking about. And it really doesn't help the graphics that everything slows down and the music gets all kind of crap, and it just sucks ass.